Hiya! It took me a week to finish this video. We have some crazy tips that will make your druid really strong. But obviously, I will just explain some things briefly, or else this video will become 20 minutes long. By the way, this is all based on my research, so I might be wrong in some places, or there are better ways on some things that I'm not aware of. So, in my opinion, Druid is the strongest class that ever existed in video game history. First, survivability. Nothing can kill Druid in normal situations, because it has too much HP, so you can just tank everything. Second, grinding speed. It has everything you need for clearing maps, such as continuous dash, one screen skill, one hit kill, etc. Third, DPS. There are more than 3 damage sources, and we can use snapshots to increase our stats crazily. Talking about damage sources, I put them into 3 categories: summons, fixed damage, and direct damage. For summons, we can use Blightbringer as our main dealers. Obviously, we need to focus on minion power and fate bounds like Bonded Summon and Field Marshal. For fixed damage, we have a skill that is based on our HP, and Poison Bleed that is based on our enemy's HP. So Druid is really effective against both weaker and stronger enemies, without any limit. For direct damage, it was based on our stats, just like other classes. This class actually has too many build variations, but we can narrow it down to 3 major builds. Here is the first one, Summon build. I also put my analysis and ratings for you to consider. The main highlight of this build are, 1. The damage output almost have no fluctuation, it means we can deal stable damage. 2. This build is really simple and suitable from early game, and the downside are, 1. It has the lowest survivability among all Druid builds. 2. It's not suitable for end game, because our summons cannot survive against stronger enemies. Second build, Survival. This build is used by top players on Valkyrie rankings, focused on getting as much strength as you can, along with skill cooldown. The main highlights are, 1. Fixed damage brings you sure damage without taking enemies' defense into the account. 2. It works for early to end game. 3. It has so much HP, we can call it immortal, and the only downside is, it has slower killing speed and heavily depended on minion power modifier. And the third build, Hybrid. Actually, this build has many directions depending on your preference. The difference between this build among the others is we put everything Druid has to offer into the account, depending on the stats modifier. The main highlights are, 1. It has the highest damage ceiling. 2. Has the fastest farming and killing speed. 3. Really effective on Valkyrie. The only downside are this build is too complicated and expensive. Also, we need to lean more toward survival build above the 1300th floor. Here is some information you need to master before playing Druid. Snapshot can make your Druid much stronger, and here is the general list. You need to have this gear set if you want to maximize your bear transformation. Of course, this is not mandatory. Hellheart Fortio with full bonus minion power is also crucial for Druid. Amalgamate versus Virulent Flask. Both of them are dash skills which are essential for farming. Pick one you deem best, or you can use both of them for a seamless continuous dash. Don't forget to bring a bomb with you to get out of stuck. And this is the step you need to take for Snapshot. First, use buff amplification and your desired pet buff and skills. Second, get 15 stacks of tenacity. Third, use all offhand weapons buff that you like. Fourth, immediately change into a minion power set with strength boost. And lastly, use beast form with Thor Domain, transform into bear, and switch everything into your battle gear set. This build is heavily reliant on summons. You must employ some of the summoning skills before transforming into bear. The number here represents the maximum summon limit with Field Marshal. And here is the necessary fate bound you need to have. As you can see, the majority of them serve to strengthen our summon. The good thing is, you don't need any fancy equipment to get this build done. Perfectly suitable for novice players. Blightbringer boons into Door of Guff is a necessity for this build. the estimated damage on Scarecrow is 150 to 180 million. By the way, I do have a video on this build, but it's not mine. So I will skip it for now.
NANI?!
So this survival build push our strength and HP to the very limit, which is primarily utilized by the highest ranking players on Valkyrie. The strength boost, 15 stacks of tenacity, minion power, Hellheart Fortio, Valkyrie stats bonus, apex level, and Pet Owl can all provide us with the strength stats. Here is an example of equipment that has full minion power. Boar Staff, Skeleton King Staff, and Goblin Lance have 60% bonus minion power at default. The purple weapon could offer 5 modifiers, so this is undoubtedly the best weapon we can get for minion power. You might be wondering, why use Boar Ring? Because Grandmaster Rings only give us 54 strength on the maximum level, while Boar Rings offer us 162 strength. So, Grandmaster Ring is better for battle gear, and Boar Ring is for pre-transform gear. The build utilizes Strength Boost, Energy Shield, and Lifesteal for extreme survival, with only Doombringer for DPS. For the main weapon, we need to use Dual Blades for faster weapon skill cooldown, with skill cooldown as the main modifier. Those high-ranking players also decided to put some damage modifier because this build doesn't deal enough damage. This is what the first-ranking Druid use. Above is his battle gear, and below is his pre-transform gear. Using River Snail mainly for concentration Fatebound to get more skill cooldown from Snapshot. Also, if you realize, he used 2 different Hellheart. The Fortio is used for pre-transform, and Vano for battle gear. Why? Because Fortio isn't really useful after transforming, so using Vano is a good choice to lower the damage we received even more. Here is the skill build most high-ranking players use. I guess they just copied each other. And here is their Valkyrie boons pick. The 3 of them are boosting our effectiveness in killing normal monsters. They don't use Blightbringer because the summons will die in just 1 hit. Actually, I want to showcase the 2000th floor gameplay, but the Valkyrie gameplay basically is a lag fest because of the green corruption effect. ChillyRoom should put an option to turn off this crap. By the way, Malignancy equipment will probably become a meta. I will cover this in another video someday. Now comes the fun part. The hybrid build is perfect for small spenders, or people who like to climb Valkyrie but not competing for top-ranking spots. Hybrid build has many variations, and I focus on balance. I will show my build for you to take some references. By the way, this number is achieved by utilizing Statue Snapshot. To be honest, I don't really need Energy Shield since I climbed Valkyrie for Carnelian only, so we can change it into something that increase our damage. Here is my equipment details. Of course, there are some places we can improve, such as weapon. I think extra poison damage is more important than poison damage. And Hellheart Fortio can be changed into Dextro for more critical chance. And here is the snapshot process along with Scarecrow damage test. Anyways, just as I said before, you can change these 2 fate bounds into offensive if you want to increase your damage. I also compiled the stats modifier data and where you can find them. Here is my skill build and Valkyrie boons. Keep in mind that this is just for your reference. Also, this build works very well with poison boons because they can deal a pack of punches from our poison damage. And that's it for the video. If you have any questions about Druid, or request a class build for the next video, please let me know in the comments section. Also, I have a bonus clip of Valkyrie higher floor with the survival build. Please enjoy. As you can see, the damage is not enough if we only rely on fixed damage. So increasing poison stats modifier becomes very important.